Hey, if you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Johannes. I have raid-led raids for 5 years in Classic WoW. What server you pick in WoW Classic Fresh is ultimately a very important decision. Today we will go into the good and the bad of PvE and PvP. They announced that Fresh Classic WoW servers will enforce faction balance. This means if they are a certain percentage of Horde or Alliance, you will be forced to roll the other one if you want to play there. I am Alliance fanboy myself, so I'm not gonna play Horde at all. If this is you, then you need to make sure once the realms go live, you are there to create your character ASAP on these fresh servers. Do not sleep on this or you will be the one that's a latecomer, having to roll on a server ultimately where you do not even want to be leveling on for Classic Fresh. There's also some Classic Fresh news that you will not be able to transfer also from these realms. So let's say you are tired of getting ganked on a PvP server, there is no option then to start Classic Fresh all over on a PvE realm. Same thing if you are PvE. If it's a dead realm, you gotta stay. They are changing their ways also how they do these realms, with just having big full realms instead of too many that end up merging later. The options are PvP or PvE, or if you want hardcore. I heard some streamers say they quit Season of Discovery Fresh as they were being targeted and getting ganked on in Classic Fresh PvP realms. Some decided now to go PvE instead, so they do not have those issues. The bad with PvP is that you can get ganked 10 times going to Blackrock Depths. We all have had this happen to us and it is not fun. Or a party member having this happen and you can't really help but wait for him to enter. If you plan to take your time leveling in Fresh Classic and can't no life, other 60s might be ganking you at these low levels on Classic Fresh and you'll waste a ton of time. There was loads of world buff griefers back in Classic WoW 2019 and these players, they will be back. It was really hard to avoid them and you had to find very tricky spots. We had loads of problems finding the best summon spots. Chronoboon Displacer helped with this later, as you could just walk in and not have to risk your buffs. This will also be in Classic Fresh again. We once were walking into Nax together after getting summoned and they used Zephyr Charge with 20 players and wiped all our buffs. It was okay, as we still made progress in Nax back then as it was just out. Normally the more hardcore people go to PvP servers. This means that on a PvE server on Classic Fresh you will have to put a bit less effort into ranking. Before we go into the bad with PvE, we have a free guide in the description to help you find the best community for Fresh Classic WoW. This will help you make your decision and not end up wasting any time on guilds that are not a good fit. It is totally free, just follow the link down below. The bad with PvE is usually most players roll PvP, as they like to do that. Also, hardcore players do this. The sweaty WoW players go here, so if you want to speedrun or be in a competitive environment, you'll have to go there. Your recruiting for your guild will become better, as there will be general more players rolling PvP. So if Classic Fresh dies out or has less players, which all MMORPGs have, PvP server will have more. The good is that you never have to worry about losing your world buffs or getting ganked. So in return, you will save a lot of time going this route in your Classic WoW Fresh journey. If you plan to play just a few months, then this is the way. If not, I would still roll PvP and deal with it. These servers will go into the Burning Crusade. If they do not change that you can transfer, it means if you like PvP or PvE vice versa instead for TBC, you cannot swap. You will have to re-level and re-gear. So do not take this decision lightly in Classic Fresh. There might be a chance you can transfer your character to Classic Era if they force you to go from PvE to PvP. It means you will have to spend an extra 25 euros transferring from PvE to PvP server, where majority of the player base is. To cut it short, if you want to save yourself a boatload of time, pick PvE. If you really care about PvPing in an open world and being with the most hardcore players that speedrun, then click PvP. If you're not planning to play for long, just go PvE and have fun leveling. Before we go into what will I pick myself, as veteran Classic players, we as a community have made guides for every single class. This has tips from leveling, gearing, how to use your cooldowns in raids and even making gold. All in a complete guide tailored for your class. The link is in the description below. Honestly, I will always go PvP. As last time I decided on a PvE realm was during Season of Mastery and the realm was just totally dead. After reaching level 30 with my friends, we had to make a hard decision, which was re-rolling and starting all over again. Luckily we made the decision in time and we were still the first bug to do well in Molten Core and top 3 Onexia on Classic Fresh. Anyways, the decision is up to you. I hope I could help you in the process of things to think about. I do not have time to make a YouTube video every time I announce big plans, so join my Discord down below. I put my plans there first in the announcement channel. Now go watch this video. I'll see you in the next one.